And now I'm asking myself, what is the most important thing that I could be sharing right now? And I'm getting the answer that I should be talking about my dad. Because this is the person in my life who for me represents the most pain. And our relationship has come to a place of so much pain that I don't even know how to bring about a connection anymore. And there is this intention sometimes to just leave the relationship with ease. And whenever we have an interaction, he seems to want me to be normal, in the sense that the superficial layers of interacting with someone should come first. Like this very baseline type of connection where you just talk about, hey, where have you been? How was your day? These kinds of things. Whereas there's been so much misunderstanding and disrespecting of boundaries and projecting, that having these types of interactions just feels completely out of place to me. And I can sense some hurt on my heart, and then that whole story appears again, which is about my dad not perceiving me, like not seeing me, almost not perceiving of my existence as an emotional being. And this is why I am so sick of interactions where people are superficial. And what I mean by superficial is they don't connect to the being that is in front of them. They connect from a place, an idea of what it means to create connection. And instead of being with the being that is in front of them, they just do what they think they ought to do. And on one level, this has to do with presence. So being in this moment, perceiving who is in front of you, and connecting to that living existence that is constantly evolving. A second layer is, it has to do with personality. Because this being is currently expressing as something completely unique. And we can only engage with the being if we also accept and see the uniqueness of it in that very moment. And in order to make this connection to the being and their unique expression in that very moment, we have to open ourselves to the possibility that this being is ever changing and always unique. And we have to open ourselves and become innocent and not knowing about who is standing in front of us and sitting in front of us, and connecting from a place where we genuinely open ourselves to that creation, to that creative process, and even allow ourselves to be that as well. To know that in this interaction, both of us are a being in creative process, and our expansion is happening through the interaction that we have, through absolute innocence and openness towards that other person, and receiving them with open arms in their uniqueness. And the moment you try to connect from a pattern or an idea of what this is, of how connection happens, of what connection means, you're neglecting the creative process and you're neglecting the being itself. And you're basically putting someone into a framework of yours. And I don't like to be put into frameworks. And I don't want to put other people into frameworks either. So what does it require to genuinely meet someone is to give up this social idea of this is how we connect. And if you don't want to connect in this way, then you're mad. And it's even funny, like, I had a conversation with my dad where I'm sitting with my body towards him, whereas he chooses to sit like this, that I can only see him sideways. I'm looking at him, and he's staring straight into the air. And he's saying like, you are so present everywhere you go. And it annoys the shit out of him because he uses the word present, like, you're so there. As if that is too much. And he says, even in this moment, right now, the way you're looking at me, it's like you're seeing through me almost. And he experiences this as invasive. And for me, the frustration is, you never look at me when you talk. You're just speaking from your own mind, inside of your own mind, never truly seeing that I exist, that I'm here. Never even understanding that connection can only happen in this moment. And then he goes on saying, no, connection is an accumulation of things happening. And you're unsafe because I don't know, I cannot predict how connection will happen to you. I cannot predict how you will behave. And if you are wanting to talk to me or not, if you're gonna be happy or not, if you're gonna be expressive or more introverted. So basically, because I don't fit a pattern, he doesn't know how to connect to me, because connection only exists as an idea in his mind. An idea of who a person is, instead of a living creative process that you can meet. And now Teal Swan talks a lot about relationships. And I can see in a way that there is a truth to what he is saying. That a relationship, a healthy relationship, is built up from all of the moments that we have together. And if we express care towards each other in those moments. And I do wish to express care towards any person that I have a relationship with. But I'm not willing to become a predictable pattern in their mind and operate from that space in order to maintain the connection. So, if people want to connect to me, they want to connect to my authentic nature, which is ever changing. And I really want to meet people from a place of openness and open-heartedness. And that is also how I wish to be received. So basically, this comes down to our willingness to be in God. Because the divine is unpredictable. And it is pure responsiveness. And it is not comfortable necessarily. So our authentic nature is always going to guide us to places that in some way are meant to reveal someone else's authentic nature. Saying the thing that feels uncomfortable. Expressing in a crowd where your expression could be totally dissonant with that of everyone else, and thereby revealing the shadow aspect of this crowd. Setting a boundary with someone, or ending a relationship to cause pain that you cannot actually cause, but trigger in the other person. That is meant to put them into a process of coming to more self-awareness, which will eventually better their lives if they choose to take the path of coming into self-awareness. And we understand that being in this role, living our authenticity all the time, literally creates this. Being the conduit for the divine. And then I feel a common misunderstanding is that this is going to feel good. Not necessarily so. Because our authenticity comes with a price. And it's the price of uncovering our own deepest fears. And then the question of how to navigate life when they come up.